Hello, everyone. I will try to make it a very practical session. I will expose some of my experiences in the field, and I hope very much to amaze you with some of the things that I will bring. My session, it's about hybrid commerce. We are here in a huge expo about e-commerce, online commerce, and I am talking about hybrid, physical store, physical mall, physical commerce inside, let's say, a house, and the connection between his commerce locally and the e-commerce itself. So this is what I'm speaking today. Okay, as you named before, we are the third biggest real estate company in Europe, and we have a lot of commercial properties. We are talking about stores, malls, hotels, offices. So one thing regarding real estate and e-commerce is because when you have a building or a store, and if this store is a successful one, the value of your store as a building, it rises. So the e-commerce is part of the DNA. The help of what this company is doing toward departments or the buildings, it's part of the ecosystem. A little bit about me, a little bit of background, just to understand where I'm coming from. I was a dyslexic student. They didn't know what to do with me in the 70s. So the teacher took me and say, okay, when we teach, language and mathematics and whatever, we receive a new computer. So go and sit with the, in the 70s when we had a computer, so you have with the computer a computer person. You didn't buy a computer, you buy a person itself. So my first computer was, I think, 4 times the stage. And this is my first approach in computers. From the age of 14, I am involved in all the hardware and then software and things that are going on in the market. So if this was my first computer and I was a dyslexia, what it's nice here is the computer gave me the power, and I'm talking about the 70s, to in 4 months make a management system for the school. So this is the power, and this is why I'm so much engaged in education and computer science. Today my hardware is sometimes the virtual screen in my home. I work a lot with 360 and VR. I am involved in robotics. I am ambassador in one company. It's called Temi the robot, Temi. So we are building robots and service robots. And I'm very much involved in AI and things that relates hardware or internet, the Internet of Things. Maybe you heard about that. Okay, regarding software, the same thing. I was one of the first in my class joining what we call internet. It wasn't called internet, but we enjoy inside the university. I was one of the first students just connecting. It was a language, command language. FTP it's called. I don't know if somebody knows that. But in the meantime, the process started, and I started to build websites, and I work with Alta Vista, already e-commerce. It doesn't sound, but in the 80s, 70s, we had e-commerce, we had exposure. So I was involved already. Today I'm very much involved in e-commerce. I am expert in exposure, digital exposure. E-commerce is part of my DNA, analytics, and then marketplaces, hybrid marketplaces as well, and metaverse, building stores like the Garmin store, 360, and very much connected to what we call customer experience. Now, this store is what we call a hybrid store. It is a store in Tel Aviv, And the same store, you have it in the web. You have it as a virtual store. Okay, so this is the issue. We are talking about physical stores and not just e-commerce and only e-commerce. And I want to explain to you why it's so important. We have two personas in this ecosystem. One are the physical stores that we as professionals need to help to get them inside e-commerce. And I will explain why in the coming slides. So we have a hard job to do because most of the commerce don't happen online, and I will explain in a couple of minutes. So what is the really share of the retail sales? What is really the share? 50% e-commerce? 60%? Maybe 30%? So I want to amaze you a little bit, and we are all e-commerce people here, and they are all e-commerce people there. But look at this. Most of e-commerce in the USA today, it's 11%. 11% is e-commerce. The other one, it's on location. And if we are talking about Germany, we are talking about 7%. I'm talking about retail stores, 7%. And this is actual information. This one, you can find 12%, I'm sorry. In another source, there is the census of USA. But it's 12%. In the pandemia, we had 13%, 1% more. Now, after the pandemia, we return to 12%, to 11%. What is happening? And what is more shocking is that from this 11%, 50% or 60% are not stores. They are not e-commerce or shops. We are talking about Amazon, Walmart, eBay, Apple. And if I do the same in Germany, so we are talking about Amazon, Otto, Zalando, Lidl. What is happening here? So if we think that it's all e-commerce and everything happens online, it's not true, people. And if we are responsible to engage, to understand this, and to engage physical stores to go to e-commerce, to be hybrid. And this is what I want to share with you. And one more thing here, I think it's important to understand, is the relationship between physical stores and our communities, and our towns, in our cities. Because, yeah, we know, I am a real estate person, so I want the people to rent stores and whatever. But it's super important, because we are talking sustainability. We are talking community, social commerce. So this is why it's so important. It will remain. One more important issue, I think you need to understand this chart. This chart is from December 2022. It's not too old, And this shows a worldwide, what is happening between e-commerce online and the offline commerce. And if we know a little bit and we try to be a little bit futuristic, so I will go behind the 2025 and I will go to 2030. And in 2030, they say it's going to be 25%. And maybe in 2040, it's going to be 30%. Wow, 30%, what is the other 70? So the 70 is in the ground. It's happening in store. The trend is really e-commerce. E-commerce, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to grow. One more point that I think it's important for you to understand, and maybe you got me wrong, but even 3% e-commerce are billions of euros, yeah? You are in the right market, so don't be afraid, yeah? We are in the e-commerce market, it's the right market to be. But we have so much potential here. So more mobiles, more wearables, this is nothing. It's going to be the glasses, the AR glasses, the metaverse. E-commerce is here, it's happening. So don't worry, e-commerce will grow anyway. Will be a slow grow, but depends on us to make the stores come in. We have social media and engaging. The computer knows exactly who am I, what I like, and will engage me anywhere to sell me things. It's easy to buy and easy to receive, even at the same day. Maybe after 5, 6 hours, I buy in Amazon. I got it in my hotel. So, voila. So, e-commerce, it's happening, and it's good. It's a good trend, and it's going to be more, I think, a shifting with AI. And if we understand a little bit better the ChatGPT and the explosion of ChatGPT in the past month, and I'm very much involved in e-commerce in ChatGPT. So if we understand that, we understand that the future is there. The conversational, not only a personalized issue, but before I go to the physical store to buy, I will chat with a chat. I will have a conversation if they have my shoes, my number, the color that I want, and then I will order or buy it. What it means for us, it means that SEO is going to be a huge part of all digital exposure. What it's crawled in the search engines is going to be the answer for the ChatGPT, the Bard, or whatever chat we will use. The Bing, whatever we will use. So think, this will bring more and more e-commerce. Digital combination, we explained that before, but I want to understand the importance of the hybrid and why or how. How do I do this? So again, very simple, very simple. Hybrid e-commerce, and it's your job, people, is to make effortless for the store to put all the products inside the net, inside the computer, the web, okay? Needs to be, the web store needs to have a very easy management for the stores, yeah? And this is one of the things that are stopping the stores to get inside e-commerce. And the hyper-local is huge important because a store is in a place, is in a town, is in a city. So it needs to have what we call hyper-local exposure. Okay, think how we can enforce the people in the town or around the place to understand and to know the store and to see the products. And the online store experience, for sure. You know what these words means? These words is when somebody is searching online and they buy in the store, or they are visiting the store and they go home and they buy it online. Hybrid gives the customer the option. And this is why it's so important for physical store to be inside e-commerce. Personalized and the community and local benefits is amazing. Think about your town. Think about another country. Think about a little town in Germany. How important it is to have these stores in the e-commerce so people can find them, so people can buy in the store even, but they know the store is close to them. Why? Well, why? I will just let you read a little bit, but why is super important, and think about the sustainability. Think about helping the physical stores go inside e-commerce. And this is hybrid. As I saw before, I am an entrepreneur, and I have a startup. We are in the seed now, and doing POC. And the startup is called TNG Shopper. And what we do here, we implement the hybrid commerce. So we took a town, in Israel, near Tel Aviv, but far away from the city. We took a town and we put a store, and we did exactly what I told you before. Hyper exposure, local exposure, and a seamless way to put the products inside the web. SEO for sure, management. And after 1 month, we realized they shift the number of the visitors in the store itself. 30% growth in revenue from the online. This is a store that didn't get online. And when we have the things we have in the company, if somebody puts the email and approved, we can see where these persons are coming from and visiting the physical store. And when we put more stores near this one, we double the number of people visiting the physical stores. So more stores using hybrid in a location brings more customers, not only to the store that I put in, but to the other store itself. Always think how we are they're responsible to help the local stores. So this is a POC, they're just implementing a hybrid. Okay, so the platform, it's an easy one, but I will pass it very far. If somebody wants to read more, just T&G Shopper. But the platform makes exactly what I told you before, what the why and how to do it. Okay, this is something that I think it's amazing, and it's, it's the last data from e-commerce database. I really very much follow them. One of the owners is from Statista. And I think this shows exactly what I'm talking about regarding H&M. This is the number of stores that go hybrid. They go hybrid, why? Because they understand that the revenue, it's not coming only from the physical store, but it's coming online. And they understand the importance for the clients to have their control of buying offline or buying online, seeing in the store and say, yeah, this is what I want. Let's talk with my wife and see what's their opinion on the shoes that I want to buy or the shirt that I want to buy. So the commerce will happen not in the store. But this hybrid needs to be done, and it works. And they know why. And it works for them. It will work for your clients, or if you are a startup, think about a positive outcome for sustainability. As you told before, nature, and then think about the good that you can do to your town or a different town. Just to end it, in my last trip to Spain and Portugal, I am a Google photographer for 360, and I build my businesses. So in all the places where we stopped, I choose some of the stores that I didn't find in Google Maps, and I put them in. I explained the owners, and I took photography, and I built for them my business. When I returned to Madrid again through almost part of the stores, they told me that they already received clients they didn't receive before. Tourist person, they found them on the map for sure. So always think how e-commerce, your business, your startup can help the community. Okay, and the last one, and I think it's huge important, this is from 400 before Christ. But it's so nice because it's part of my DNA, my day-to-day, especially when, things are happening so fast, especially the, artificial intelligence, and things are changing. Don't look about always the end of your direction or your planet direction. Try to be open-minded. See what is happening in the market. See what is happening with the community. See the technologies and try to change. Sometimes it's good. Change the way or the direction. Okay? Well, this is the end of it. But I want to, before you go or you ask questions, I will start from the end. And I want to take a 360 picture, because then you will come and nobody will be here.
Thank you, Daniel. I have to ask you, since you know so much about the human experience, what do you think makes for a good commerce experience? Is it the direction, for example, of social and commerce coming together? But what is your feeling?
What do you mean, social?
Well, the social, the live streaming commerce, is that an aspect of a good commerce experience, or is it something else?
No, I think it's, in my opinion, in my opinion, commerce is very personalized. We see it we see it in the online, and the growth of online, it's the growth not all of the crowd. When you want to buy something, is for your use, the things that you like, the color that you like. It's very personalized. But again, I always say, if I go to ChatGPT, let's say, if you are talking so much about AI, so the communication, it's personal, it's not social. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes. So it's going to be a lot of emphasis on personalization, a lot of emphasis on hyper-local SEO. That's something I find also very interesting. Given that, give our audience perhaps a takeaway, something they can start doing on Monday to prepare for this new world coming together.
Super easy, super easy. If you have a family member, if you have a friend with a store, go to the store, open the Google Maps. Google in Germany is 98% of the searches. 98% of the searches. So go to Google Maps, check if your friends, your family member, your store, the one that you like, the restaurant that you like, it's in the Google Maps. If it's not, press hard and the Google will tell you, the map will tell you, do you want to put a new store there? Help the local stores. Help them to get inside the Google. I think this is a first direction, an easy one that you can put inside the name of the store. Now, Google has what we call multi-search. If somebody will, near that store, will search for that store, it will appear in the answers of Google, not only by writing the name of the store, but just to write a product that the store has. So it's very important, and you can do it, and it's very easy.
Very good.
Okay?
My question is, how do you actually combine the online and physical store experience for the customer?
Wow, amazing, amazing question. and again, this is part of the TNG. Why? Because if you have an application or a good e-commerce website, and you are in the store, think you are in the store, you need to think how to make this application valid when you are inside. I will give you some tips. One of them, it's very easy, even you can find it in an open source. You can scan the barcode. And you can see if a product that it's in the store, you can just scan it, and the website will tell you, this is the product, this is the price, this is the size that we have, before you go and talk to the person. Okay, this is one. Second, you can combine between your app with the local store by a paying application inside your website when you are in the local. So instead of buying from home, you can order when you are in the store and then go and just pick it up and pay, or pay and just pick it up. So think about, why is a so important question? Because this is what I call a frictionless. You can go to a physical store, and because it's hybrid, you can just ask your application when you are inside the store, and you can even pay or order it. So maybe this is the next generation of websites, and especially for retails. Okay?